What's up, words about Lucha Lucha, aka Matthew J. Brownlee, and I'm tired. It's 5:30 in the morning, and I have to do two of these videos, and I just almost knocked one out, but unfortunately, my stupid computer is stupid and it has so much memory, and it's stupid. I really need a real computer, guys. I really need one. But it's my AW top five. You already know how it goes. I talk about my top five and what doesn't make the top five. I say why it doesn't make the top five. Pretty simple. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'm just gonna get into it right now. Number six, I guess technically that's not in the top five, did not make it. Abaddon versus Hikaru Shida for the AEW Women's Championship. This match I think was just okay. It wasn't long enough. It didn't really show Abaddon's like skill. Like she's really good, but they didn't really show it. They showed a lot of neck biting, a lot of leg biting, a lot of blood, a lot of head banging on the canvas. She did not do a nice, if I'm remembering, like a X Factor type thing from the top rope. She did one of those. I think it was from the top rope. That was pretty cool. But besides that, it was like a lot of head smash, a lot of punching, a lot of biting. And then Hikaru Shida one with like a shining wizard for like a 1 2 3. I did like in the beginning how like she came out and like she popped her with the kendo stick, but Abdon got up real quick, so I was like, oh yeah, this match is gonna be fire, but it wasn't. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Um, Number five on this list is Cody versus Matt Sydal. This match was, was decent. I'll talk about my frustrations about this match later when I get to number four. But this match was good. Cody's really good, and so was Matt Sydal. Cody Rhodes had Snoop Dizzle, Snoop Dizzle. I was gonna say Snoop D O double G and try to say Snoop Dizzle and Snoop Dogg at the same time. Didn't work out for me. But yeah, Matt Sydal's really good. I got to he got to showcase what he can do. Uh, my boy Snoop Dogg was with the going like this, like mm, mm, yeah, no Corona. Yeah. So that's what he was doing over there with the Waffle House menu. That was pretty funny. Um, yeah, good stuff. Cody went to hit Matt Sydal on the outside. He ended up punching Serpentico in the face, and they got all rowdy. And then when Cody Rhodes beat Matt Sydal after two crossroads, Serpentico came in and they him and Luther beat them up, and then they got the upper hand, and then Snoop Dogg did a very bad, very very terrible uh, frog splash from the top rope. It was trash. It was really bad. But it's Snoop Dogg, so it's okay. And he almost fell because he was in those Chuck Taylors. Them ropes that slip. Excuse me. So sorry, I almost died. But yep, that was number five. Number four is the eight-man tag match with the Young Bucks and SCU versus the Acclaimed and Hybrid 2. The Acclaimed came out and they pretty much did their battle rap, freestyle type nonsense before they came out. It was pretty funny. Um, so what I don't like about this particular match and what I don't like about the Cody Rhodes match is it's for me mostly unless it's like a big thing. It's mostly the same match, honestly. Cody Rhodes, like especially since he's been TNT champion, like when he was TNT champion, he wrestled every week. He defended his championship every week, and he did what he did. He had challengers from the lower division. He let them do them. Got get their stuff in against Cody, and then in the end, Cody Rhodes wins, and that's pretty much been the story of Cody since AEW. He has talent. Well, since he went into the TNT thing with Wardlow, he did it with Ward. I mean, I'm not going to name all the people he did it with, but let's see who he didn't do it with. He didn't do it with MJF. He didn't do it with Brody Lee for the first time. He didn't do it with John Moxley. He didn't do it with Chris Jericho, and didn't do it with Darby Allin. That's about it. Everybody else had their match. They got their stuff in, and then Cody Rhodes in the end wins. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, just for a little bit of like, oh wow factor, just switch it up. Like at least with the Bucks, at least they lost their first match against Private Party. They'll probably never lose to them again. I mean, they might, but at least have something to bring it up. It's like, oh, remember that one time during the first round, Private Party upset the Young Bucks. Here it's like, nah, Cody Rhodes be spanking everybody. That's pretty much how it is. And if he wasn't allowed to challenge for the world champion, if he was allowed to, he probably would be world champion if he was allowed to. But I just the the I don't know. Just that's just my personal opinion, but the match was still good. And Snoop Dogg remixed Cody's thing, which so that was the thing. And this is the same problem with the Young Bucks match. Is like I love the Young Bucks. Like they're not my favorite tag team. They're not even. I don't want to say they're not close, but they're not like they're in the top five, but they might be number five. Like me, I still think like FTR, still think Usos, still think New Day. Um, maybe Young Bucks would be number four. I do like the North; they're really good. Um, Hurt Business is really good. They're not better than the Bucks though. But like New Day, Usos, like FTR, like Undisputed Era, they're fantastic. So I mean, just my personal opinions, but I think they're really good, but like their storytelling a lot of the times are just like flips. That's what they do. They do the flips, they do the super kicks, they do the crowd pops, and they do the flippity flips. And it's not, and it was like not just that. It's like it's what they do. Plus, it's like your standard tag team match. Tag team, you tag in. Uh, the heels go over for about 10-15 minutes, and then they come up. Babyface makes their little comeback, and then they tag in, and they get a little run, and they tag back in, and then they get ran over by the heels again for like another 10 minutes, and then they tag back in, and everybody goes, "Oh, Young Bucks, super kick!" And then the match ends. They did win with the greatest moonsault Meltzer driver ever, something like that, which was kind of clean. That was actually really clean. I actually like the ending to that, but they win, and then SU says, "We're gonna be a tag team for a little bit longer. We're gonna retire as a tag team because the Young Bucks are gonna beat us." That's pretty much it. Number three, I have the segments, specifically John Moxley's promo. All the other promos were pretty decent. Um, Chuck with Miro. Chuck is going to be a young boy for Miro next week. Um, Private Party with the gin and juice thing with Snoop Dizzle. That was great. And then what's his face came in. Matt Hardy came in and was like, "Hey, that 30%. Hey, let's talk about it." So I think they did it. The weigh in with Darby Allin and uh, Team Taz, Brian Cage was kind of funny. I liked it. I like, yeah, yo, I'm a Taz. Yeah, yo, you saying that Brian Cage has to come first because he's the challenger? He told his mom, was like, yeah, pretty much. He's like, okay, yeah, I see how it is. He's gonna do it. He came in and weighed him. It was like 272 pounds. Like, yeah, 272 pound all muscle. And then Darby weighed in. It was like 170 pounds. Yeah, you know. Yeah, of course he 170 pounds. Look, he got the jacket. He got all the metal. Look at his leather pants. Yeah, of course he under 70. But he's still 100 pounds lighter than my boy. And then he told Shivani to get his white ass out of there. Oh, that is the best. The only problem I didn't like about that specific segment is like every time that they come out, they always have the numbers game, but somehow when Sting comes out, Like they all want to run away. It was like it's Sting. Sting is like 900,000 years old. I know it's still Sting, but there's still five of you guys in the ring. Whatever. It's not my business. But that was great. Um, FTR bully Marco Stunt. That was great. Uh, but yeah, this Mox promo was great. He pretty much just said, "Hey, yeah, life sucks. I lose. You ain't gonna bitch and complain and moan about it. That's not what we do. It's like the Rocky. It's not how hard to get hit, but it's not how hard you hit. About how hard to get hit, but you keep fighting when you get hit. Rocky. So yeah, so that's pretty much what he said. Paraphrasing, of course, as always. And they said, "Hey, yo, I would love to come down there and beat you senseless with young with that goofy guy with that bald head that looks like a school cafeteria lunch lady with my crowbar." But my boy Ray Phoenix, he's been dying for this opportunity 15 years, so we're gonna let him handle that. But don't forget, I'm in your rear view mirror. I will beat that ass boogeyman. I'm coming for you. So that was great stuff. Number two in my list is Jake Hager versus Wardlow. This match is really good. Lots of meat slaps, lots of big men doing big men stuff. Uh, very, very MMA wrestling type stuff there in the beginning. Wardlow was doing his athletics. He like hopped over Hager and like did a thing. Um, Superplexes. Uh, yeah, it's great stuff. Um, Jake Hager was locking in like submissions on him. Yeah, it was good stuff. But in the end, Big Meat Pow popped Jake Hager while he had him in a submission towards the thing, and he like dropped him, and he hit him with the F10, and he wins. He beats Jake Hager, and I think MJF and Chris Jericho made a bet, and Chris Jericho lost that bet. I'm assuming. But then during the other commercial or backstage segment, um, he said, "You're not a loser. You're a winner. You went out there and you showed everybody that you're still Jake Hager. You're still undefeated in MMA. Winner." Paraphrasing. And then Jake Hager was like, "You know what? You came in here. I was gonna beat that ass, but you know what? You all right, man. Fist pump as he did with Wardlow. Even though he got mad, he was throwing a temper tantrum, but he was all right. Be cool. I kind of hope they go back and forth and do some more stuff. That'd be pretty cool." Uh, So before I get to the number one that everybody knows what it is, it's kind of obvious. Next week they announced Darby Allin versus Brian Cage for the new TNT Championship. What's that TNT Championship looks better than the original. Just saying. Uh, Miro versus Chuck Taylor, where Chuck Taylor will become Miro's young boy Lion. Serena Deeb versus Ty Conti with the Inner Circle for the NWA Women's World Championship. Jurassic Express, not with Jurassic, but Marco and Jungle Boy versus FTR. Pac versus Eddie Kingston, yes please. In a circle, they will do their New Year's resolutions. The rating room with Dr. Brick Baker is going to feature in Cody. And the Elite are in action with Old School Elite Super King. Speaking of the Elite, number one, obviously, no surprise, Kenny Omega versus my boy Ray Phoenix. This match was fantastic. Oh, they were doing all the flippy flips. Ray Phoenix did one flippy flip where he was like at the top of the corner turnbuckle. He like moonsaulted behind Kenny Omega and like super German suplexed him. That was fire. And he landed straight on his neck. That was great. Kenny Omega, boom, V triggers. He was trying to hit one wing angles. Ray Phoenix said, "No, you can't do that because if you do that, the match is going to be over because nobody kicks out of the one wing angels." Fire. There was a thing where Kenny Omega hit a V trigger to Ray Phoenix. He like popped him with a V trigger and like he fell back, but he like nipped up and like kicked Kenny Omega in the face. Fire. Yeah, Kenny Omega was owning Ray Phoenix during this match, but Ray Phoenix was hitting some crazy moves. He did this one move on the spot where this was towards the end. He hit him with he was like trying to go off the top rope. Kenny Omega caught him in like midair and like Tiger kind of like what he like sort of fairy tale ending like kind of style. When he just held him up and he like boom dropped him on his neck and boom V trigger to the face for a very faint 2 count. And then Kenny Omega was like, all right, we done. Boom, one wing angel, 1, 2, 3. Kenny Omega still AW World Champion. Don Callis said, hey, told you ain't got no friends. Watch this. And he closed to the back. And then Eddie Kingston and Butcher and the Blade is whipping on, and Bunny is whipping on Pac and Cero Miedo, Penta and Meadow, Cero Meadow, Zero Fear. And he was like, hi, who's going to help you now? And then I think Flying Brian, somebody helped him at first, and then they didn't do anything. And then Kenny, then John Moxley came out with barbed wire and started to whip, pew, pew. Here, hold this, Kenny Omega, pew, pew. Barbed wire to the face, pew, to the side, pew, to the back, pew, pew, pew. And then, woo, the Good Brothers show up, and they put a beating on Mox. Boom! This is. And then Chris Jericho's like, hey, those are the AEW Tag Team Impact Tag Team Champions, Gallons Anderson, the Good Brothers. What are they doing here? They're not part of this. They don't work here. They're not paid under AEW. No, Callis isn't. Gallows isn't. Gallows. Yeah. And then they started whipping on John Moxley. And then Kenny Omega's got the barbed wire bat. Boom! Boom! To the back! To the back! To the back! Spanking him. And then the people from the wrestlers come in. No, Good Brothers beat them up too. Bop, pop, bop, beep, beep, pop, pop, bop. Got them all. And then the Young Bucks come out. I was like, hey, tranquilo. Hey, what you're doing up here? Not tranquilo. What I need you to do is tranquilo. And so somebody was like on the apron. They tried to, who was it? Somebody was on the apron trying to grab Kenny Omega. And then Gallows popped one of them and Matt Jackson super kicked the other one. And so it was like, oh. And then Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers was like, hey, Young Bucks. Hey, yep, Young Bucks. Hey, you don't know what's going on, but you know this is, or like, so you got it. So they came in and it was like, yeah, sweet baby. And they too sweeted. Yep, that's what happened. That was fantastic. Yeah, they did it. And so now, yeah, it's going to be great stuff. Great stuff. Overall, AW night one of their New Year's night thing. Very good. Fantastic. Phantasmizo. I would give the show probably, what was it? I'd give it a B plus. I give it a B plus. Night one B plus. It was great stuff. The Omega Phoenix, all the other stuff with the John Moxley, all that stuff was like A-ish material. Hager Wardlow, that's like B plus stuff. Um, 8-man tags, they're like B minuses. Abaddon, we don't talk about that. And those other the weigh-in segments, and those were pretty decent. So like B plus, that's decent enough. What did you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one.